Alright, so I have gotten a couple emails and questions from people about Ranger School, saying what do I need to do to prepare, is there anything I should buy, what tips do you have. And I figured rather than do a big old lengthy email to 1,000 different people, I just make a quick video. That way I can actually show you. Anyways, thank you to my son for letting me borrow his sidewalk chalk. Okay, the first thing is Ranger School is not like other schools. Initially, when you're in Darby phase, you have to do everything completely by the book, like ignore common sense. So when they give you 15 minutes to copy down these little boards, these are going to be on big giant like chalkboards. Copy it all down and then waterproof it and make it, put tape on it or something like that so that you can write on it and then erase it with your map markers. A lot of people didn't do this, and they ended up suffering the consequences. So this way, when you're giving your briefs, your morning orders and stuff like that, you will be able to do it at a level that the RIs or the Ranger instructors are expecting you to. Once again, this is your Ranger handbook. This is going to be your best friend. Tape it. Keep it like triple waterproofed, because you're going to need this thing. You're going to read it from it pretty much every day. That's that. Secondly, I'm just going to go over like gear, the first part. Secondly, get yourself a good headlamp and mark it. Put your name on it somewhere, because these do disappear. And a common theme throughout Ranger School is there's only the one thief in the Army. Everybody else is just trying to find their stuff. Anyways, there's that. Oh yeah, make sure it's got a red lens. So there's your white, there's your red. Because you're not allowed to use a white lens throughout Ranger School. Secondly is get the headlamp, but also get a nice red lens flashlight that you can use when you're on your own time. So for example, if somebody loses something or something like that when you're out in the field, these are going to be a lot more powerful than just a little headlamp. So get one of these, 550 cord it, tie it to something so that you don't lose it. You're actually required to do this for Florida phase as like a safety thing. I don't know why, never used it for that purpose. Secondly, or I guess this would be fourthly, get yourself a good watch. I got the Sunto Core. So it's got time, and it's also got the altimeter barometer. I didn't use so much. It was nice during mountains phase because it would let you know when a storm was coming, but that's basically just saying get ready for the suck. This is what really turned me on, was the compass. So if you're the point man, you can basically just check your wrist every once in a while instead of having to pull out your compass and check your azimuth. This isn't as precise as like the standard military compass, but it works. So I would recommend a compass watch. Make sure you don't get a GPS watch, or they will castrate you when they find it. Your feet are what's going to save you, so make sure your boots are worn in. And also, I got the lightest pair of boots I could find, because you're going to have to carry a spare set in your ruck, and ounces make pounds. But also, it would dry off quicker, because you're going to be always wet in Ranger School, and you don't get to take your boots off for several days at a time sometimes. So these are the Nike SFBs. They are not very heavy duty, but I liked them because they were light and they feel like a tennis shoe. Do not wear these boots in mountains, because you need ankle support, and these don't have it. But for swamp phase, these are great. Make sure you put a good pair of insoles in, by the way. Let's see if I can get these out. Alright, you're just going to have to look in there. I went with the Superfeet insoles. The green ones, they have the most support, and also because they're a hard insole, they don't wear down over time, and they also dry faster. So something to look at. Another thing you're going to want are good socks. Smart Wools are great. They're like, sometimes they're like almost $20 a pair though, which is retarded. but you need good socks that are going to wick the moisture away from your foot, and do as much as they can to prevent getting blisters and crap like that. My neighbor's walking past, she thinks I'm insane. A cheaper sock that is actually just as good, or almost as good, are the Bridgedales. You can find these for like $8 a pair, and they're really good as well. Once again, do not wear just the standard issue socks. Your feet will rot off your body. Let's see. We also need to learn how to pack a ruck. So here's mine. I put the hip pad higher up on the frame. Gives you a little bit more back support. And make sure that you adjust the shoulder pads so that they're lower on the frame like this. Basically, this is like mountaineering or mountain backpacking 101, but you want the frame to sit as high on your body as possible. And you want the weight, like the heavy stuff, as close to your body as possible. So pack your ruck that way. And make sure that also when you're carrying the 240 and stuff like that, you put the sling behind the frame so that the frame of the backpack helps support that weight and the machine gun's not just dangling off your neck, because you're going to be carrying that thing for like 8 to 10 hours a day, which blows. Okay, get some good eye pro. Something that you can change the lenses out because they scratch so easily. And they'll tell you not to bring dark eye pro, but you can actually wear dark lenses when you're in Florida phase. But make sure you bring good eye pro, a couple sets, because you'll probably lose one. And make sure you bring at least 2 or 3 pairs of clear lenses, so that by the time you're done with the first phase of Ranger School, you can swap those lenses out so you can actually see through them again. Okay, on the packing list, this is not required, but there's magazines. You can be like some guys and bring like the nice expensive HK magazines, but you're just going to lose them. I mean, you swap magazines with everybody in your squad and stuff like that, but these are good, but they're heavy. Don't be that guy that brings these. I just bought the $9 C Products magazines. I've actually had these since well before Ranger School, but they have the anti-tilt follower, and they worked pretty good even when they were all sandy, and I would recommend it. So it's not required. They'll issue you magazines, but they're going to suck. They're going to be from like before September 11th, literally, and they're going to just cause a bunch of malfunctions and generally make life difficult for whoever's being graded that day. They're going to blame it on weapons maintenance when it's really the old crappy magazine's fault. Okay, you're going to need a good multi-tool. This is the SOG one. I really like this. Once again, I've had this since well before Ranger School. That's glint tape, or glow-in-the-dark tape, I guess you would call it. But it's got like these gears. I haven't cleaned this or lubricated it since I got it, and it's seriously held up really well. You'll use this for more than just opening MRVs and stuff like that. You're going to have to cut lots of 550 cord, cut down small limbs and branches to camouflage things, do junk like that. So once again, a good multi-tool. I highly recommend this guy right here. See, I don't think you can see it, but it's the SOG. It still opens really smooth, even though it's been through 4 phases of Ranger School. That's right, 4 phases of Ranger School. I recycled Florida. Can you believe that? I ND'd with the 240. I picked up a half-cock 240, even though it was on safe. When the barrel hit a tree, a single round went off, and I got to redo Florida phase. 2 days before we were done with the field. Can you believe that? 2 frickin' days I had left. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Next up is a knife. Don't get a really expensive knife because you lose these. Oh, by the way, going back here, once again, tie everything down. So here's the tie down. You can see I haven't taken it off yet, but basically what happens is you tie this little tie down. Obviously you're going to be using a bowline knot. That's the knot that you're going to have to know for Ranger School amongst others. Loop it through your belt loop or whatever, and then push this guy through, and voila, tied down. Okay. Do the same thing with your knife. This is like a $30 like HK knife, but it works pretty well. I don't know if I would recommend it though, because after seeing how good my SOG was, that's probably what I would go with again. But anyways, don't rely on the clip. It'll get pulled out by some vines or some other crap that's all over the horrible terrain that is Ranger School. All 3 phases of Ranger School, by the way. So make sure it's tied down, but make sure you got a good knife that keeps an edge, and you won't be too butthurt if you lose it. So there we go. And then last thing is people have been asking about tips and stuff like that. I guess I would just say don't quit ever. It's gonna suck. It's not just gonna suck, but it's gonna be gay. It's gonna be really, really Army gay at times, and that's just the nature of how they do it to keep it safe, because you're gonna be doing dangerous stuff. Just be patient with it, and just recognize, like, you know, you got to go through it. Hydrate, drink plenty of water, gain some weight before you go, but not so much that it slows you down. I lost 20 pounds, and I didn't really have any fat on me before I checked in, but just in the first 2 phases in Darby and Mountains, I lost 20 pounds. So, yeah, gain some weight, drink a lot of protein shakes, and work out a lot before you go, because the better shape you're in before you go, the more you'll delay that deterioration in your body. Let me know if you have any other questions, but if you're going to Ranger School, I wish you good luck, and may you get your tab.